Some Jews in London are commemorating Holocaust Memorial Day with a flurry of activities celebrating their culture. The Jewish East End Extravaganza offers kosher food, the arts, and even a human library to serve as a reminder of the area's rich Jewish heritage. Music and puppetry bring the theater production of Jewish to life. It tells the universal theme of an individual searching for his identity, using clues from his past. The play is co-directed by Leah Rosenthal and Oliver James Hymans, who also stars in the production. Hymans interviewed his grandparents about their East End London roots, and his journey to understand himself begins with them. Rosenthal, who also helped organize this and other events at the Jewish East End Extravaganza off London's trendy Brick Lane, says it's important for Jewish youth to know their roots.
I think a lot of members of the Jewish community have their roots and their family history in this very area. A lot of people are sharing very exciting stories about how their mum used to bake bread round on that corner of the road, and their grandfather used to pray in that shul. And the community has moved to different parts of London, but I think there's a lot of excitement about returning to this part.
About 120,000 Jews lived in London's East End around the beginning of the 20th century. They fled economic hardship and religious persecution in Eastern Europe. Although many Jews have moved on to green leafy suburbs, many immigrants, mostly Bangladeshi, now call Brick Lane home. But longtime resident Leon, who's in his 90s now, says the same difficulties and prejudices other cultures face now are the same ones Jewish immigrants encountered nearly a century ago. Leon was part of the human library for the day. That is, people could rent him like a book to hear him tell real-life stories about the East End's Jewish history.
And many of the things said about them at the time, and certainly in the Royal Commission on Jewish Immigration, which was a couple of years earlier, is exactly the same thing that's been said about Muslim immigration from Bangladesh and so on. And things even referring to the alien smell of cooking being offensive to the neighbors. This was said over 100 years ago about Jewish immigrants.
One of the more popular stalls of the day was the food. Amy Balin and Lindsay Bennett started the pop-up Jewish restaurant Kosher Grill in West London. At this event, they served up schnitzel, fish balls, and the surprising day's favorite, calf's foot jelly.
And you'll have the older generation who come in and literally haven't had dishes like the calf's foot jelly for years, or chicken soup like their mum made it, and they're just really happy to get that. And then you've got hipsters walking in who've never heard anything like it, and they just kind of want to show off, and they're like, yeah, I'll try that, not a problem, love it, really different. So the two completely different worlds colliding through a food experience is amazing.
Not forgetting the significance of the day, where approximately 6 million Jews were killed by Nazi soldiers in World War II, this memorial was created to honor them and other victims of genocide. Roberta Atherton is the outreach officer for the Holocaust Memorial Day Trust.
And so it's a day on which we can pause and think about the atrocities that have happened in history and how we can all live lives in the UK today where we sort of take the lessons from history and try and engage more with our communities and respect one another and celebrate difference so that the events of the past never happen again.
The East End of London, once home to about 120,000 Jews, has seen that number dwindle significantly. But it's events like these which organizers hope will honor the history of the Jewish East End. I'm Cindy Martin for JN1 in London.